Hi everybody, Mike Fifer with Fifer Hobby Supply. I'm going to do a little video and some still pictures today on how to install a Evans Design flashing rear end device. And I have put one in a Fox Valley RD4 car. I'm currently working on one in a Exact Rail car, and we're going to be putting it in this Kato Coalporter. I'm going to try and show you how this one here turned out. I don't think the video camera will be able to see probably be out of focus, but I don't know if you can see the device here on the end. Let me turn it on real fast, and I hope you can see that. And that's what I wound up with. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is get the load out of the car, and you can push on one end and it tilts up the other end, pull the load out. And I've already taken it out of this car, but there is some bracing glued inside the car here. We have to eliminate that to make room for the battery and the device. So I've already cut it out of here, but basically I just take my snippers here and snip the pieces out of the inside. Then we have to take the bottom off of the car. I've had this one off before, so it should be relatively easy, but there's a seam right in here, and you just stick your knife in there and then give a little tug on the truck, and you can see how the spine backbone underneath comes out. And you'll see here in a second there's a couple of weights in there, and we just pop the bottom off like so. Now what we wind up with is just the empty shell, and here's basically the weight system. Now on the end that I'm going to drill a hole in, it has all the brake gear and stuff on it, because I'm putting it on the non-rotary end, which is the end where the brake wheel is. The rotary coupler end is on the other end. We're going to leave this weight in there, and we're going to add weight in the inside to this end once we get the installation done. So basically for right now we'll set the two weights aside. Now let's do some drilling. I'll show you where we're going to do the drilling. Okay, to drill the hole I just happen to have a drill bit that's about a 1/16 of an inch chucked up here. That's what I use. You could actually use whatever size you want, because you're going to have to make the hole slightly bit larger, a little bit bigger anyway. Anyways, I know you guys can't see this on the film, but there's a brake cylinder, an air cylinder here, and there's a brake cylinder here, and then I'm going slightly off center from the coupler and going right in between those two and drilling a hole through, and you can see, I hope, where I came out here. Once this hole is done, that will let you get the wire through there, and then we need to drill a corresponding hole, or a hole nearby in the bottom of the body shell. And I don't know if you can see that on the video here or not through there, but what I did is, with my drill bit extended way out, I went right in between the chain where the brake handle is, and I went straight in and drilled a hole in there. Now this hole here is not going to show from any vantage point, so we can make that hole as large as we want. So in reality I will probably just wallow that one out just a little bit. We're going to have to kind of see how our light fits in there when I break the package open here in a minute, and see how this is going to work out. But let's get the package open, and I'll show you the contents and the modifications we need to make to the flasher. Okay, this is the Evans Design flasher. Let's take a look at what's inside. There's a couple of pieces of heat shrink, tubing, a battery, large battery by the way. We're going to address that soon. the blinking LED. This is not a blinker in itself per se, but the LED is a blinking LED. A little bit on the large side. We'll show you how to fix that. We're going to make some modifications to the battery holder. The switch is kind of large, but I think we're going to leave it like it is. We could change to something else, but I think on this application we'll be able to leave it as well. Let me show you what we need to do. Okay, the first modification we need to make is to the battery holder. It's just way too bulky and too big to fit inside. So what I do is I just break these little wings off that are designed to hold the battery in place. It'll stay in place. And then, I don't know if you can see from the side, but I take my cutters and I cut straight down that. And you can see the piece go flying. And I cut straight down this side. Now, we've narrowed it up considerably, but we still have the two battery contacts in there. Now let me just show you real quick what I do, and I'm not going to stay on here while I do it, but I take a file, a sanding stick, and basically sand off each side of the LED until the sides of the LED are parallel with the dome of the LED. So I narrow it this way. Then we're going to go back and I take the file and I run it this way and this way on the dome of the LED to square up the round dome. Then I also take and file about half the face of the dome off. You don't want to go too far, you'll get into the actual mechanics of the LED. But I flatten, in fact I can flatten it here. It only takes a second with a coarse file because this is a plastic LED. Anyways, you can't see it in the video probably, but I flatten the surface of the LED down and then square it up. You can use your judgment in filing this down or not file it down at all. That's up to you. I just try and change the profile of it, make it a little bit smaller. The other modification to the LED is I think you can see how far apart the LED leads are, and I take my pliers and I squeeze those together. It tends to tilt the LED slightly. I can grab the LED and straighten up the lines, but the idea is to pinch them together to make them as close together and small as possible to fit through the hole we're going to create. Okay, I'm going to probably not videotape the whole drilling of the hole, but I will show you the hole that I'm going to make in the bottom of the car for the push button and how I attach the push button, since it's relatively large. Okay, here's the finished product. I hope you can see it working in the video. I had to do some things to the inside of the car. This was a little bit more complex than I had originally anticipated just because of the way the car is designed. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and can get something out of it, and I hope that you didn't mind the mix of video and still pictures. But thanks for watching, and that's how you do it.